Hello, welcome back to Seawolf's Den. I'm Crafting Ron. I have a week to finish this idea. Want to have something special for a game I'm running this weekend for a game day, and it just popped in my head. Inspired by an old show called Farscape, I have an idea of a planet-sized ship, and it's going to have a pilot. The pilot from Farscape is what's inspired me. So I'm getting a bunch of Final Faction bits. I got this bit from one of my unboxings from eBay. This is gonna be his chair, and I got this some Happy Meal toy I just got recently. Got something rattling up inside it, but it's just gonna be the stand. It'll be painted, and we'll do it like that. And debated on putting this on top. And I still may, and then the Tropicana and then embed that on top of it. And so there's the throne. This will get modified. I'm probably going to do this, cut that, add some bits to it to kind of make it look alien. And then I'm going to create the body of a creature. Now, using the bits that I have, this is going to be the start right here. So take two of these, slap them together, then heat gun this, flip it around so that both is facing the same way. And then maybe mount this as like a head, thinking about the various things, some tentacles on it, and it'll sit in here once it's screwed back together. But I'll have the legs, this will be like the legs or whatever, that's going to be down inside here. It fits pretty good. This will be sticking out with its tentacles facing the other way. And I think we'll have something nasty looking. What I want to have is some kind of alien looking pilot. Tentacles and some controls for it to control, and it'll be looking very alien. So I can pretty much do anything I want with it. I make the controls out of this gun, so I'll stick it down inside there, and that's another Final Faction gun. But it can look like a panel. Maybe get two of them side by side. I don't know. Stick them at the sides. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, that's a good idea. Find another one. I'll just stick that down in there. I'm gonna make this a little bit, maybe even use hot glue to make it look more alien. And I might have some arms, these big old arms, sticking out the side of these, so it'll have some arms, maybe like a head. Maybe that will be the head. I don't know. But the concept is that this is an alien planetoid-sized ship, but bad guys have taken over, and this is like to be on its chest, and this is like it's being controlled by the aliens. And this will be a different color and look totally different, obviously different technology, and it's controlling it. It's like a controlled parasite. So I want to slap this video together and have this done this week. So stay tuned. All right, we're going to start our first steps on this pilot idea that I'm throwing together. The Final Faction creatures are perfect for something like this. I'm throwing a bunch of stuff at this just to see what will stick, and hopefully we'll come up with something. I glued this together. This will get painted, but I tried to take it apart, took out the screws, and apparently the screws were just part of the process, probably bringing it together and sealing it with glue. So I'm going to leave that as is, let that sit, and I may still use this, Dremel it so that it will fit over this lip, because that's a gap. Then put a hole in the middle so that that bottom little thing will fit, and glue it all together like that. So that'll go in there, and this will fit over there, and then we'll have a platform. First one, creature. Let's go with the heat gun. It's almost there. That's better. I'm trying to make it so these are appendages, so it doesn't have to be facing completely forward. And so in doing this, do is bring these together, create the body of this thing best I can. But what is the best way to get these together? I think we'll just fit. And by the way, this one was spray painted at one point with purple paint I had. I want to pin these together. I've already tried it once and it failed. I'll just need more than just glue. Maybe we'll do 2 pins side by side. I'll let that cure, but I'll probably use some hot glue to fill in that gap. I can put a clamp on this to hold it together. That's the beginnings. Debating on the tentacles. I'm still trying to figure that out. I want to place these. I'll take the handle off because that makes it more look like what it is, which is a gun. You want to disguise this as much as possible. So take that off and then just turn these into like alien panels. We'll have 2 of these on each side. And we'll let this, I want to cut some holes in here and slide those in as much as you can. And have it. Sure, let's see what that looks like. Yep, that's the idea I'm looking for. Got one of these. I don't like using what they are, and I kind of like the idea of doing this in here as like a monitor, but I gotta take that film off. Problem is, I'm gonna wait on this one because this is huge. Like that. Gotta flip it more off. Stuff like that. Will I have room for the guy? Will I have room for him? Yeah, I think I will. How do I get this attached to there? I know it looks weird, but my intent is to make it look weird. All right, so right there is where it's going to meet that hole. I can just use a screw or a peg or some kind of thing. It's going to drill a larger hole, which use Eddie. It's not chin. Okay. I'll use the this. Okay, there you go. I think it's cool looking. I'll let that glue. And I'm going to place. I'm going to cut right into the Tropicana. All right, to be more precise, I will measure in the middle. The box is roughly like this. That will fit the bottom of that. So I'm going to cut this out with the Dremel. let that glue. And since I have it, I'm going to make this. A little bit more and I'm good. Yeah, so assembling for me is not exact science. So I don't know why I feel like I need to use this particular toy, but I saw it as either a gate or a stand or something like that. So I'll dress it up with some bits of some kind and make it work. I may need to put something on the bottom of that so it doesn't heater. These chips, I don't know what these are. Playing pieces for some lost game or game I don't care about. And 2 of them acts as a good little stand on the bottom there. I also found the skinnier arms from another creature. It's got some stuff on it, but I think I can paint over that and make it look good. I might bypass those arms and put these arms on him. Alright. So we're gonna let both of those sit. So once this cures, we'll put arms on him. And then maybe underneath the arms, some tentacles on. And then I'll give him a head. Put it down here, like that. And that'll be its head. I'll figure something to do with the tentacles, because they gotta have tentacles in this one. That's just required. Let me get the head in there, and then we'll see. Head and the arms. This is a good start. Okay, until next time. I made some progress on this thing. Filled in the gaps with hot glue. I want to try to pin it in like this. I want to try to pin it straight through for the entire pin. And then we'll use hot glue to kind of smooth that over. So here I will be basically nailing the head piece to the alien piece and eventually covering it up with hot glue. Doesn't entirely work. I think we'll cover the rest of that up with hot glue. Got to be done anyway, because that seam has to look relatively seamless. And while we're waiting, we'll look at this. Yeah, this will help cover up part of it. So we'll go right below them. It's pretty neat. Works for me. The next step here is using hot glue to cover up all the seams and the bumps and any other mistakes and make it look more organic. I run the tip of the hot glue gun down the hot glue and just stretch it out like it's some kind of organic part of the alien. It's best to use the small hot glue gun to get into those tight spaces. All right, let that sit. Until next. All right, we're back with this alien pilot idea that I have, and this has come together pretty well. Used a little hot glue to kind of enhance this, fill in some gaps where this device is sitting. It's kind of a combination of organic and regular tech. I kind of like the look. It's come together pretty well. So that's the chair or the throne or the pilot seat, whatever you want to call it. Added these 2 guns to the sides to give it a little more organic look and enhancement. I'm pretty happy with that, and it's going to sit there and glue for a little while. The pilot itself, I did add the tentacles, but I ended up cutting them off the stump completely. You see it comes together there. And just made them individual tentacles and glued them in, hot glued them in to the armpits of the creature. And it still will fit. I spread these legs out so that it would just sit like that. And I think that'll be acceptable. And then this is going to go on its back, but after I paint it, because it's got to look different, show something else. So I'm happy with that. That is very alien looking. I like it. I'm going to prime this and then paint it the best way I can in terms of alien skin look, and then prime this once this goes. So that's where this stands. There's my pilot. Looks like a hot mess right now, only because I haven't painted it yet. All right. I skipped a bunch of steps and didn't record it. Sometimes I just get into a groove and I forget about turning on the camera. It's kind of a hassle sometimes. So I did a lot of painting. This is close to being finished. A little touch up in the head area. These things had some armbands and holes to add accessories to it. I covered up those holes with some beads to kind of show, like a crystalline technology or something like that. But I think it came out looking pretty good, pretty alien, pretty freaky. My plan was to go with a green look, and I'm going to touch up the eyes with another shade of green or maybe another shade of red or something. The point was the color matters to this whole situation because there's different technologies mixing. So the purple armbands kind of connect it to, as well as the beads, because I put beads here and here, connect to this, which I'm really happy with. And the chair came out looking really good. I'm going to do a little bit more touch up on the colors, and maybe, man, he will sit in here like this, and there he is. I'm really happy with it. Finishing up the other part of it, which is kind of the MacGuffin, kind of the story part of the adventure, is this is a separate technology that's got black and red to it. It'll stand out. Some aliens have taken control of this pilot and do whatever they want, so it's going to sit here on its back somehow. I might just leave it just like that. And they have to get that off of it to return things back to normal. I'm also did some 3D printing just for fun, and that's on Thingiverse. Did 25 of these. Be like little minions for that creature. You go after the players just for fun. Have an encounter with these things. They're running all over the place, and maybe they'll encounter the mind control effect of these creatures. Maybe one of them will have to resist against the mind control and it'll jump on its back and they'll turn against the players. But this, I'll take pictures on the final product, but this is pretty close to being finished. Until next time, always remember, seek the wolf in thyself.